Previously on Moment of Balance.
Oh, by the way, girls, did you get that invitation from your Auntie Nia down at Boulder Lake? Hanako, why don't you join them? Maybe you could, invite that other, girlfriend you got.
Why is she here?
I'm not sure. Why are you here?
I got your letter. I didn't know they were gonna be here, but I haven't seen you in like a month.
And I gotta tell you, the last bus just came in.
Great. So your gun nut bestie's also a stalker.
I lost my beetle.
It is considered a invasive species.
Sabi,
Yes.
I love you.
I think what Sabi does is leans forward and kisses you.
A big beetle.
Yes, like a really big one.
I think you guys are still above ground. You opened the three swamp people, Riho and Bro, all believing that Hanako is Earth Kingdom royalty. You'll run back to town with Petunia, their cat gator, with them, and you guys are at this tree, this hollow tree, in this abandoned forest dying area of Boulder Lake. And I can't remember, did you open the tree? I think you opened the tree.
We did, yeah.
Yes, so yes, the tree's open, and Peony and Pearl last episode had the seismic wave thing where they saw what's underneath this. And they found out that there's a very long tunnel leading in a direction toward the lake, and that there's something very big at the end of it. I think the door opens and you see, and it's just dark. Do you go in? Or are there things you want to do before going in?
I think we're just gonna go in, right?
Hey, Hanako, could you give us some light in there? It doesn't look like we're gonna be able to see anything.
Yeah, Hanako lights a flame that she holds in her palm.
Okay, so with Hanako leading and probably like holding the light in one hand, you guys lower yourselves into the tree trunk, and all four of you are now in the tunnel. And it's a tall, narrow tunnel. You can't walk side by side, but there's enough room where you can easily walk standing up. And I presume you guys go forward?
Doesn't seem like we have much
Yeah.
choice.
No other places to go.
I'm curious, what order do you guys walk in? 'Cause I know Hanako's leading, but
Oh shit. Hanako can't go in the middle.
Oh, looks like it's gonna be Hanako, then Sabi, then Peony and Pearl.
Yeah, probably.
so the four of you walk down in that order, and it's very dark. Like Hanako's light's the only light you have. And Peony and Pearl, to you guys, it's exactly as your seismic wave had detected. It's a long, comfortable tunnel to walk through. It's the scary part is just not knowing what's at the end of it. And it's just a straight line of a tunnel. And you're looking around at it, and you're not sure if this was animal made or if this was earthbender made. Like, it's crude, but it's such a straight line that it can't be naturally forming. Something made this. But whether it was human hand, animal, both, you're not sure. You just know that this is really old just by looking at it. And I assume you're touching the sides as earthbenders. Get a feel of it. Just to probably also, like, in case something happens, you guys can just whoop, you guys back up quick or something.
Is there any sign of like anything shoring up the tunnel, or is it's just carved through the dirt?
You mean in terms of supporting the tunnel up?
Like, are there like supports, or is there anything other than just earth, or is it all just earth?
I think it's all just earth.
Okay.
Which adds to you're not sure what's going on here. You do know that people aren't easily finding this. Like, people, like, with the way you guys found it, I mean, obviously it's somewhat accessible, but with the location this is in, how deep this tunnel is, how semi-comfy, uncomfy this is not something regularly in use. Like, maybe in the past it was, but nowadays no one has any idea about it. And I'd like to think that you guys are walking this way for about, let's say, half hour, and because I assume you guys are walking slow and careful,
Yeah.
and you see an end. You see a blinding white light, which suggests the end of the tunnel and that you're going out. Do you guys head towards the light?
Wait, have we been walking down the whole time, or has it gone like up, or are we unsure?
You're not sure. There's been hills. You've gone down a little bit, you've gone up a little bit, but it's been mainly a straight line.
I guess whether or not we go forward is up to Hanako. She's in the lead.
Do you see anything up there?
I assume not really a lot. Chrissy?
Right now, you just see the light. You would need to
Mhm.
walk into the light to see what it is.
Not much. We'll need to get a bit closer. And yeah, I think Hanako will take a few slow steps forward, maybe snuff out her own flame as we approach.
Yes, it's bright enough now where you don't need the light. You're that close.
Yeah.
It starts to light up the area. And you're not sure how far to the surface you are, like if you're like right above it or deep below, but you know it's changed since you off at the tree. You can see the ground, and there's grass. Like some of the brightest, healthiest looking grass you've ever seen.
Is this still a narrow expanse, or has this like it opened up?
There is, from what Hanako can see, because she's not at the entrance yet. She's like, let's say a couple yards away.
Mm-hmm.
You could see like at the very entranceway at the tunnel, like some grass, and you see bright light, and it looks like it opens up into a space. Like it's no longer narrow tunnel. It opens up to, it can't be the outside world, but it opens up to something that looks like the outside world. There's grass and there's this blinding light that you can only presume to be sunlight.
Does the light seem to be coming from anywhere in particular?
You're too far away, I think, to see that.
Okay.
It seems to be coming, let's say the direction. Let's say it seems to be coming down and at an angle. Like, so it seems to be coming into the tunnel, like down from somewhere into the space, into the tunnel. And it looks like a natural light, like it's a natural
Okay.
color. It's just really bright, possibly because you're in such a dark space.
Sabi just kind of like reaches out with one hand and puts it on Hanako's shoulder and sort of like brushes the side of her coat back from where her cartridge belt is with her other hand. I guess we're gonna keep walking forward. So like, tell us what we see as we get closer to whatever this is.
Okay, so you're not going to go through like the kind of entryway. You're not going to step on the grass. You're just all going to kind of crowd like right before going into it.
I mean, I think we're just gonna walk forward into whatever this is.
No reason not to just walk in.
Yeah.
You guys walk into a scene from a painting. You see on the ground bright green grass, and in the middle is a really big, crystal clear pool of like sapphire water, and it's bathed in sunlight. There's even like enormously big flowers like in some areas. And when you look up, you see the sky, and it's bright blue with a big ball of light out there, but it's not like being outside though. It's everything, the heat, it's hotter than it is outside. Like maybe it's coming in from the coolness of the dark tunnel, but even when you guys were just outside this morning, it wasn't this warm. It's probably why the flowers in here are blooming so big. Like there's an insensible heat here.
Refresh my recollection. Did we get any indication that this was like a volcanic, like there's any volcanic shit going on here? Is this like a lake with a crater or any of that kind of stuff?
Coming in, no. When you guys were in the water, it felt like just a freshwater lake. Just for a quick little background, I guess, for you and for the listeners, Boulder Lake, this is pretty much the oldest town in the Earth Kingdom. And it was the first kingdom to the first village, I should say, to become kind of a resort town for people to come get a little piece of history, but mainly, enjoy the lake, enjoy the quaint town, enjoy the beautiful sights. And no one's quite sure how this lake was made or why this boulder was in the middle of the lake. That kind of added to the charm of it, especially as people started pushing the Boulder Lake legend of there being a great treasure somewhere in the lake, or possibly the boulder. And from everyone's understanding, because there's been no volcanic activity in this area.
Mhm.
But here's the weirdest thing I think you guys sense being in this spot. You don't feel any wind. There's plenty of air, but there's no wind. You're still not outside.
The twins want to do the seismic thing again.
Oh, totally. I forget. Do you need to roll for that?
I believe that would be roll to use their skills and training.
Yeah, that's how we were handling it last time.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, do it, bro.
What's that plus again? Focus?
Yes, it's plus focus.
It's better have some.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Nope, that's a 6.
Oh, you have no focus?
I have no focus.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I want to pitch something to the to the DM here. I was about to have Sabi ask the twins something, and I would argue that the nature of the question might be enough to give them a little bit of insight into the possible whatever the fuck is going on here.
Mhm.
All right, so Sabi turns back and looks at the twins. Hey, you two spent a lot of time here as kids, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where this place might be?
Do we?
With the direction from town and the way you walk, because it was mostly a straight line, even
Also, I spend a fatigue to help with
Yes.
them, right? I'm gonna let's do that now.
okay, so I think you two, maybe Peony, you do some thinking, while Pearl, you do like maybe put your hands on the ground and try to do like a little seismic wave on your own. And Peony, you recall, like, even though you went down like up and down a lot, like there's hills in the tunnel, it was in a fairly straight line. And with the direction from the tree, the only place you can think of, like, is that it went towards, it didn't go towards town, but it went towards the lake. So you're in some direction. Maybe you're underneath the lake. Maybe you're like near the lake. You're somewhere in that vicinity. And Pearl, as you do your seismic wave, you have a tough time pinpointing exactly where you are. Like it's doing it's this technique, it's difficult. You're shocked how much you got the first time you did it. So for you, like doing this, it's a rusty technique. And you get a sense that you're somewhere near the lake. You're not sure where exactly, but you also sense that you are still maybe not underground, but encased in rock still. Which is confusing as all heck, because you can still see the sky. But you know there's something, a layer between you and the sky.
We are definitely still in the tunnel,
That can't possibly be right.
possibly under the lake. No, we're still in the tunnel. There's rock all around us.
I wanna. Okay. So Hanako looks up. She sees the sky, right? I want to get just the tiniest possible fireball. And I want to fling it up at the ceiling. And I want to see if, like, a scorch mark gets left behind or something.
You fling this fireball, like let's say, a little ball blooms in your hand. You take a couple steps away from everyone. You don't tell anyone what you're doing.
Yeah.
A little fireball blooms.
Tiniest possible one.
And you gently lob it up. And I like this idea that it floats up there quietly, like a firefly almost, slowly buzzing up into the sky. And it's beautiful and crazy. As it gets closer to the sky, it almost looks like it's reflected back, like there's all these refractions in the sky all of a sudden. Like the sky's made of mirrors. And the fireball gently kisses the solid object. And you realize that this is a crystal or some valuable mineral ceiling that you're under.
Okay.
And it's another thing I think that strikes me is that how tall this is. Like for a while, it's like it goes up and up and up and up. Like wherever you are, like you look around you, there's no other tunnel. The only way to get out is the way you came in.
Okay.
And it goes up, and wherever you are, it's really, really tall. The only height you can think of by this lake.
I think I know how I can make this work and make it make sense in character. I have a strong sense that I know what's going on here. And I think that this is something that if Sabi were to take all these pieces of information and connect it back to a heretofore unspecified event from when she was a very young girl, that I might be able to bring this into character. So I want to roll to connect the dots. I want to use the detective playbook, which is take a fatigue and roll with harmony.
Yeah, I can't keep you from taking a fatigue on that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And harmony is flat 0, so hopefully I roll well. Oh, I rolled a 10, baby. I get a clear picture of how everything fits together and gain an ongoing +1 bonus to act on the evidence. Out of character. We're in a fucking geode, aren't we?
You're in a geode, and you're in the boulder in Boulder Lake.
I'm in the boulder. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
figured we were.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So you see Sabi just like staring up at the crystals in the ceiling as they're illuminated by the fireball it sort of snuffs out. And she just kind of like steps back and puts her hands down and stares. We're inside of a fucking geode. We're in the goddamn boulder. And she just kind of starts smiling and like laughing to herself a little bit. When I was a kid, my parents took us to the Ba Sing Se Museum of the Earth. And I remember seeing this giant, crystalline geode. And it looked just like this. She's kind of like looking back and forth at the ceiling of this place.
This is the treasure. The treasure under the lake is the boulder itself.
It must be reflecting the sunlight in here, and it doesn't explain the tunnel, but it explains this place at least.
The tunnel simply means that somebody who is not us already knows about this. The only question is who.
I wonder if someone's around. How big is this area, by the way, generally?
Let's say football then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's very large. So, and there's like trees and like there's like plants and stuff in here, right?
Half high grass and very big flowers. These are undisturbed, pure sunlight flowers that are getting, the creme de la creme here. And it's all kind of bigger than you'd anticipate. And again, there's like this big pool of water in the middle. And there's some rocks around and such, like possible like crystals that have fallen down that are now chilling about here and there. And I think also while you're walking around, like let's say you're walking around seeing things, I think you all do a perception check for me quick, because I think whoever rolls the highest on this will find.
There's no such thing as a perception
Yeah, we don't
check.
have that.
Yeah.
Do you want us to roll with focus?
Roll with focus. I apologize.
So all of us roll with focus?
I rolled a 10 plus 3, so I rolled a 13.
I got a 7.
I rolled shit. Give it to Sabi.
Okay. So the four of you have split off in the groups. Being a pro, you're looking one. You're exploring a little bit. Hanako, you're looking a little bit. Sabi, you're looking a little bit. And Sabi, I like to think that you.
I don't know if people go to split off. I don't know if Hanako would let us, honestly, because it seems that there's an indication that there might be someone else here.
That's fair. Okay, you're all together, and you're all like kind of still looking around this area. And Sabi, with your very high roll, you look across the pond, and you see a couple of things. You see a beautiful black stone, and at least what looks like a stone, but it's so perfectly oval shaped. It's like the size of a teenager, and it looks like an egg, like a perfectly black egg, and you almost would confuse it for a rock. It's mixed up in this grass and flowers, but you spot like a little twinkle of light going off the smooth skin of it, And it's because you notice this egg in this shine that you notice that there's some blood on some of the petals and the blades by it. You look down and you see a half-bitten body.
Okay.
Sabi is going to take a couple steps forward and try to kind of like more carefully observe this whole situation. I want to roll to assess the situation. That's plus focus? I think plus focus.
It's creativity.
Creativity. Okay. Well, I rolled an 11, so it doesn't matter.
You're on a fucking roll today.
I'm on a roll today. Let me see what I get to hold 2 on plus 10 or above, right?
Yes.
I want to know who or what is the biggest threat, and what should I be on the lookout for?
Seeing this body and how close it is to a pool of water, whatever's in this, there's something that lives here, and it's big, and it's not here now, but it could come back. And whatever's next to that body, whatever that egg is, it probably belongs to that creature.
Okay, Sabi sort of like reaches out and kind of taps Hanako on the arm. Look across the lake. There's something. There's like an animal carcass and some kind of, I don't know, egg or something over there. I think something lives here. I think something big lives here.
Then we'd best not spend too much time here. Good work.
Yeah.
We're here to find a beetle, and that's all.
I almost forgot we were here to find a beetle.
If we find the beetle, we can leave, and then we can figure out what to do about the rest of the situation afterwards, when we have time to think.
I agree. Let's do that.
Pearl, Peony, yes? Agreed?
Yeah. Not loving that. Honestly, I kind of vote leave now.
I suppose, do we... I guess, is there anything here that we really need to do immediately? That's a fair point.
Well, actually, I think as Peony says... Peony said that?
Yeah, sure. Peony said that.
You hear the huge buzzing of wings, and I think you all see on the other side of this pool the beetle, and it lands on top of the freaking egg.
Of course.
And the beetle makes direct eye contact with you and flutters its wings and tilts its head a little bit to the side, going like it's not sure who you are and what you're doing here, but it's having a blast.
I'm sure it is.
Hanako, you're familiar with these beetles, right? Can you do you know any calls to them? Any here kitty kitty but for a bug?
Familiar is overstating it. I've seen maybe one in person.
Ah, damn it.
I think Hanako is we have its attention, so I think Hanako is waving to it, doing some tongue clicks, trying to get its attention, but I imagine this is fairly ineffective.
Yeah, the beetle just continues to sit there, tilting its head at you. If anything, seems more confused. It has no idea what you're doing.
Ugh, of course. All right.
What if we just knock it off the egg and chase it into the tunnel?
All right, then. No time like the present. Hanako is gonna stand up.
Wait. And Pearl is going to grab How easy are these crystals to bend?
That's a good question.
I mean, I don't think it's a special skill to be able to bend crystals.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Not unless they were something unusual like diamond, I don't think.
Okay. So yeah, Pearl is going to snap off a piece of crystal from wherever is closest and just sort of flick it at the bug.
Where does it land? Where are you aiming for?
The bug's head, right in the middle of its head.
Oh no! Don't hurt the bug!
I mean, it's airbending, not airbending, earthbending that's subtle enough to just sort of scare the bug and get it off that egg.
That's a question for you, I think.
She bended it, but is it did she bend it into a ball, or did she just straight up break it off and throw a rock at a bug?
I mean, a really big bug, and I'm thinking a really small rock.
Yeah, like flicking a pebble at it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so you're throwing a pebble at it. The beetle doesn't like that, and you successfully get it off the egg, but it's now flown in the opposite direction and up very high in the geode.
Ugh.
Question. How big is this beetle actually? Like, is it like basketball size?
It's like the big of your head. I'd say the size of a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when I saw those animal tracks last session, how fresh were they?
Like around the tree and such.
Yeah.
Trying to remember, I would say they were a couple days old. Like something hadn't been for a few days.
Okay, they were recent enough. Like we're not talking like a month's old or anything. Okay. And Sabi's just kind of talking to the general group, not really anyone specific. I still can't figure out the animal tracks we saw earlier. Like, somebody's bringing animals in here is all I can think. Someone had to open that door to the tunnel, and those tracks were not more than a couple days old. I keep getting the sense that whatever's down here, somebody's feeding it.
You may be right. And we can figure out the implications of that after we get the beetle, and Hanako's going to start going after the beetle because it's leaving actively.
Okay, Sabi is gonna follow after Hanako towards the beetle.
The twins are gonna hang back because they still have the afraid status.
Oh yeah, they do. Okay, Sabi would like to take. So she's wearing like a long coat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take off my coat and try to like capture the beetle in the coat. I would make the argument that this is a rely on your skills and training kind of moment.
You know what? I could see Sabi doing this in the past, like as a kid for some stuff, or
I mean, just general like dexterity
Mhm.
and like mechanical ability. All right.
Do we catch up? No problem.
Yeah, are we able to? That's the first question.
thinking because the beetle was flying up, but I think it's such a big beetle and it's kind of stuck in here. Kind of goes up and goes back down. So I'd say it's capable.
If you're willing to give it to me, Sabi's gonna wait for an opportunity for the beetle to come closer and try to grab it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And what does she roll? Like that'll tell me how to.
Okay. Rely on skills and training, which is plus focus. I rolled a 9 plus 3, so that's a 12.
Pretty shiny on your coat. Maybe like a button catches the light and the beetle is obsessed.
To be clear about what I was trying to do, she's trying to like snare this thing in the coat like a net. So
the beetle flies down lower at one point. But like it seems to almost taunt you with coming up and down and side to side, and then you see a moment as clear as day. You see a moment and you run up this like kind of little boulder, like this little bit of crystal that had fallen, and you do like this jump in the air, you have this coat over your head, and you just slam dunk catch this beetle in your coat.
yes, exactly that.
And you land perfectly on both feet and tie up your coat with the sleeves, and you have now acquired a beetle.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Sabi turns to look at Hanako. Okay, we've got the beetle. Now we can get the fuck out of here before whatever that is comes back.
Yes, that was very impressive, by the way. Let's go.
Thank you.
I think as you guys start to head back, do you examine anything else? Do you look at the egg? Do you look at the body you saw?
How close did the exploits with the beetle bring us to all of that?
You're on the other side of the geode now. You are walking. You have to walk past near the pond to get back. The twins are still near the entrance.
Yeah, I don't think Sabi's gonna do that. I don't think Sabi has any interest in doing that.
Look, Hanako's the one who was like, we gotta get out of here before we get caught up in anything else. And if I'm being frank, I do think Hanako would be momentarily distracted by trying to get a look at the egg.
Let's say Sabi is kind of making headway. Like Sabi and Hanako are walking back towards the lake, and I think as you guys are, Hanako, you hang back for a moment as you're crossing the lake, and perhaps like Sabi keeps walking forward, and you take a sidestep for a moment, and you.
Yeah, I think something about it. We walk by it on our way to get back around the lake, and something about it just catches Hanako out of the corner of her eye, and she turns and stops for a second to look at it.
And I think you're trying to figure out what this creature could be, and because what's aquatic that lays its eggs on land, especially at this size? What would and what could be in this lake? And I think as this happens, there's a rumbling.
Of course there fucking is.
Yep, and then Hanako starts running again.
There's a rumbling, and it looks like the sky is shaking as as vibrations occur throughout all the rock and the crystal, and the water in the pool ripples start occurring, and even the grass starts waving a little bit. And you feel the ground, but even even the ground beneath your feet as you're standing there, you feel it rumble a little bit as something very large and very fast is swimming underneath, coming back into this pool of water. And all of a sudden, there's a huge splash in the pool as the biggest unagi you guys have ever seen pops out, roaring.
Okay, so is this thing blocking Hanako and I from getting to the exit?
It's in the lake, right? We can still run around it.
It's still in the pond. You could still run around it. And right now,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
Yeah. I'm not bothering it. I'm near it, but I'm running away now.
and this is, I think as you're not bothering it and you're fleeing and you look at it. And Hanako, you can see this at Kyoshi Lake. But you know how big these things get. And you have a feeling that as this is a freshwater one. And for some reason, these things are just bigger than the saltwater ones. And it's beautiful. You have no idea how something this big is living here. But granted, you also didn't know this boulder was geode. So who knows how deep this thing is, or how much, or who knows, maybe there's even a connector to this lake to other bodies of water. You don't know. You're just here for vacation. It's likely that no one knows, because after this place became a resort, no one's bothered doing any geographic research of this area.
Yep.
And I think as you run and you pass by this for a second, you catch what's in its mouth. You see something possibly hanging off its tooth, and I think you notice bits of animal.
Yeah.
Like whatever that body's there was, it was eating that, and it still has leftovers of it in its mouth.
Sure.
And I think you join, I think you guys, as the unagi's roaring and it's checking out its egg and whatnot. It hasn't noticed you guys yet. And I think you meet up with Peony and Pearl by the entrance. Peony and Pearl, how are you doing?
We are terrified, and we want to create a wall of earth between us and that thing.
As Sabi is running up, she tosses the beetle in the coat towards Peony.
All right, should I roll to catch that?
Oh my god, yes, because you're putting up a wall of earth.
Yes, fucking do it. Roll to rely on your skills and training.
Okay, that's a 7.
All right.
We take that.
Yeah, I think Peony's gonna stumble to grab it.
Get in the fucking tunnel.
Yeah, we're getting in the fucking tunnel.
Yeah. Hey, does this qualify as running from danger or difficulty to clear their afraid status?
You know what?
Yeah, I think it would. All right, so Sabi's gonna hang back from all of the other people, and as soon as they go past, she's gonna drop into an earthbending stance and close the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
While you're inside the tunnel?
No, just the end of the tunnel.
Okay, you're in the tunnel though, not outside the
I'm
tunnel?
in the tunnel.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're not
Yeah.
not gonna try and fight this thing by yourself.
Nope.
Good.
Okay, so all of you are in the tunnel, and then you close it off.
Yeah, you see, I don't know what y'all are doing, but if you were looking towards the entrance to the tunnel, you'd see Sabi like dropping back into the classic earthbending stance and just like raising her arms up to like jut a pillar of the earth up to block off the tunnle.
I think
Do Peony and Pearl see this?
Yeah, we feel it. We can feel
Oh, yeah,
some
that's
earthbending
true.
happening, and yeah, we've been booking it, but the second we feel that, we turn around slowly. Fucking excuse me?
We'll talk about it later. Move.
as this happens, Anaya, you see the earth you just put down start to thin. Unagi's shooting a super hot. It's noticed you now because you put the earth down, and it's put down a super hot jet of water at the entrance, and it's burning through the rock very quickly.
Okay, Sabi's gonna throw up a couple more layers of rock and
Hanako, I think that Hanako gets the sense as Sabi is throwing up walls that Sabi, as a relative beginner, is gonna be too slow. So she just turns back, grabs Sabi by the wrist, and then starts running.
Okay.
And is like, I was at Kyoshi Island, and all I get are murders, and now I'm on vacation, and I get the unagi.
And we're still in a single file tunnel, so it's like Peony and Pearl with the beetle, then Hanako, and then Sabi.
Yep.
All right, yeah, Sabi's not gonna protest against that. She's gonna just follow along.
Okay, I say, because you put up all that extra earth, I don't think you have any more problems with water jetting through. And I'm gonna say you guys go in record time. It's much shorter this time.
Well, we are sprinting instead of walking slowly and carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially because the three of you as earthbenders probably are more accustomed to like following, passages of earth at even at light or dark. So you guys get there very
Sabi's not. Sabi is primarily a metal bender who has had like 2 months of practice now.
But you said it was a straight line. We don't really have to follow any curves.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just up and down.
Just
Yeah,
going.
it's a straight line. You guys get to the hollow tree trunk fast as possible. I assume you exit the tree trunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as soon as we get out of the tree trunk, Sabi walks over to Peony and like grabs the coat with the beetle in it.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Points to Sabi. What the fuck?
Excuse me, what do you mean, what the fuck?
We disarmed you.
Okay.
If we knew you could earthbend, we wouldn't have kept you with us.
And then you'd probably be dead.
One of the twins turns to Hanako.
For what it's worth, she's a beginner, and any earthbending she could have done, I have complete faith that the two of you could have easily overpowered.
You still should have told us.
You didn't ask.
I wasn't aware that it would have been an issue. I apologize.
What? Are there any more secrets now? Now you're gonna tell us that you can fucking metal bend or something?
You see Sabi, like, avert her eyes.
Hanako gives Sabi, like, a sideways glance, but doesn't, like, out her or anything.
Sabi, like, pulls one of the bullets out of her like holster and like kind of flicks it up in the air and then clenches her fist and sort of flattens the lead. That's actually what my teacher mainly focused on.
So not only are you a murderer, but you're also a highly skilled bender?
Before we continue, a couple of things. So Sabi has taken her coat off, and it being warm out, she is not wearing the long sleeves she was before. She was wearing short sleeves underneath. So Peony and Pearl can see some of the scarring, specifically the bullet wound.
What? Who the fuck are you?
What do you even mean by that? Exactly.
We have not spent much time around you, clearly, but Hanako seems to trust you for some reason. Who even are you?
Sabi glances over at Hanako and then looks back at Peony and Pearl. Hanako and I have history together. I don't know either of you, and you're right. You don't know me. How old are you anyway?
Why does that matter? We're adults.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How old are you?
19?
Sabi kind of like not smiles exactly, but she looks like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You see her gesture toward her arm. You have no idea what I've been through in my life. What I had been through by the time I was your age, and I am genuinely sorry for what you had to see, but don't stand here and judge me when you don't know the first thing about me or what I am or what I've been through. She turns and starts walking away towards where we came from originally.
Hanako watches Sabi walk off and sort of lingers behind and looks at the twins.
Sabi stops a little ways ahead. Like, she's not just going to continue. She's stopping a few yards down.
Hanako takes a deep breath and lowers her voice so that Sabi can't hear and says, "Look, you two know who I am, right?"
How much has Hanako told the twins?
I don't think Hanako would have, I think the twins, at bare minimum, know who Hanako's mom is, and know why the twins had to vouch for me, right? They know at least enough to know about that whole situation. But maybe Hanako's been a little quiet about everything else, like all of the lead up to that, you know?
I mean, yeah, we know your family history and how shitty they are and how you've disavowed them because they're horrible people. What does that have to do with you?
Well, you're right. I did disavow them. And I don't wish to be like them anymore, but my history is no less sordid. I was raised a Fire Nation noble. You know what an Agni Kai is, right?
Yes.
You know then that I lived in a world where those were not commonplace, but they happened, and I didn't exactly come to Republic City with the best of intentions. I'm not saying that I've murdered anyone, but I'm certain that people have died as a result of decisions I've made. And while I don't want to make those decisions anymore, I don't feel remorse for them. I made the right decision, or what I believed was the right decision, at the time.
What did you do?
Mostly caused a lot of gunfights, I'm sure. Nothing on the level of what my mother ended up trying to do, for whatever that's worth. But people have died. Innocent people have died. Innocent people have gone to prison on my command. And I own that. If it makes you uncomfortable, then... Look, I really appreciate everything that the two of you have done for me, but I won't blame you if you decide that you want to walk away. Because Sabi, for everything that makes you uncomfortable about her, yes, we do have history. And yes, I trust her inherently. She killed somebody because she thought that I was going to die if she didn't. Now, maybe that wasn't true, but that's what her history has led her to believe the consequences of failure are. She made the call, and she regrets it a lot. More than I regret any of the decisions that I've made.
Question. Is this a balance thing?
It could be.
Maybe. Sure.
What are your principles?
Forgiveness and action.
Yeah. Oh, yeah! I'm calling on you to live up to forgiveness. Absolutely.
Or moving me towards forgiveness.
Yeah, if I call you out to live up to forgiveness, then, you could move towards forgiveness as a result of this role.
Okay. Because I'm currently at 0 for forgiveness.
That's okay.
So this is Dami, you're rolling with the principal.
Yeah, I'm rolling with a 0. Ooh.
What'd you get?
I got a 6.
They can demand you act in accordance with one of your principles instead. Okay, remind me what your principles are.
Unity and heritage. I think that in this circumstance, if you're looking for something here, you could make the argument that Sabi, from the twins' perspective, represents a connection to my Fire Nation heritage that I have not given up, right? And they could demand that I act in accordance with Unity.
Yeah.
In this moment.
The twins stare at you for a little bit. If you were like that once, how do we know you're not going to be like that again? Clearly, you were working with Sabi to do some horrible things. How do we know you're not going to do those horrible things again?
Hanako looks at her feet for a moment, and then shrugs her shoulders and looks back at the twins, gives each of them a direct glance in the eyes. I suppose you don't. All you have are my promises that I am trying to move forward, and I am trying to be my own woman, separate from the way that my mother taught me to exist. And I would like Sabi to be a part of that life. But all you have are those promises. And if you can't take them, I understand.
I think we might need a little more than just promises right now. And the twins are going to walk off, not in the direction Sabi went, but sort of a side path, seeing as this is a place that they are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to head back to their home, or back to the cabin.
Hanako walks up to Sabi.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Are you okay?
I don't think so.
Is there anything I can do? I feel like anything when it comes to those two is just going to be me making things worse, but
Like I said, it's not your fault. They didn't know enough about who I was, and that's on me. I will simply have to manage with you and Chong for the moment. I will meet new people.
Sabi, as you're talking, kind of like opens up the coat to see the beetle. Has the beetle calmed the fuck down yet, Chrissy?
The beginning, when you caught this beetle was pissed. They don't have to be, run around and probably jiggled around and whatnot. The beetle's calmed down. It's staying still in the bag.
Okay, Sabi like takes the beetle out, kind of holds it like a cat, and hands it towards Hanako. Can you hold this beetle for a second?
Yes. Hanako takes it.
She puts back on her coat and then like takes the beetle and just kind of like holds it like you'd hold a cat.
Yeah.
They're not bad kids, but they're from a really different world than we are.
You're right. They're really good kids. And that's why it was never going to last.
Yeah, this is the real people like us kind of moment. It still sucks. I guess we should get this beetle back to that kid. And I don't know what we're supposed to do about a giant unagi living under the lake.
Hanako is thinking for a second. Do we need to do anything about a giant unagi living under the lake? I mean, it hasn't caused any problems thus far, and...
I mean, it's been eating people's pets. And the tunnel doesn't make any sense. It's like someone's been bringing it food? I don't know. Part of me wants to run that down and find out what's going on, and part of me wants to just say forget it and go back to Republic City and sleep for 2 days.
You have no idea how nice that sounds right now.
It hasn't hurt any people. It seems to just be existing and I guess trying to protect its young.
Let's get the beetle back. Let's see if the bus has arrived or if it will be arriving soon. And depending on how much time we have left, we'll see if we need something to occupy us. Yes?
That sounds perfect.
I think the conversation kind of trails off and we make our way back to the cabin with the Fire Nation folks.
Yeah, we're gonna walk our way back. I don't know what P and Pearl are doing.
Well, we have made our way back to the cabin where we are. I'd like to say we have gone into our bedroom and are moping on the bed.
What would you say the time difference is between... Yeah, let's say, you guys are there and you're moping. And I think you guys hear the door open and close and you hear Auntie Mia say, my, does that Boomer boy put on just the nicest tour? Like, kind of talking to herself. Because remember, you left her on the boat, and you seem nuts, not much.
All right. So where is she in the house?
I think she just walked through the front door, and I think she's just walking in. And Peony Pearl, did you guys like leave your door open? Maybe.
Yeah, let's say we left the door.
Okay, so
open.
we're not back yet. Hanako and I are not back yet.
No.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I assume you guys are still having your conversation, or just starting to walk.
We're traveling back, however long that takes.
Peony and Pearl knew a shortcut. It's fine.
Yeah, so I think Antonia sees the door open, like, because your bedroom is in the center hallway, like on the first floor, that you could see from the front door. She goes, girls, are you guys back home yet?
We don't say anything, but since we're on the first floor, I assume you can see us.
Well, not yet. She sees that the door's open, but I assume that she's walking over, going like, if you're not, I'm gonna close the door, but if you are, I'll. Then I think she goes over and pops in like, oh, hey, you guys look sad. You're moping.
Not now. You leave us alone.
Can I get you some warm milk or some buns? You guys used to really like those little sticky buns back in the day. It's weird to be seeing you so sadly on vacation. I mean, you could go to. Did something happen? We can certainly go to the beach or something to get your spirits back up.
Can you stop acting like you know us?
I think Auntie Mia's is a little aghast at that. It takes like a little step back, and her smile fades. My apologies. I didn't mean to come across as forward. It's just she sighs. It's like I see you guys need some alone time. I'll close your door here, but if you need anything, I'll be in the kitchen area.
Before she leaves, Pearl flops onto her back and says, "Why did you even bring us here?"
She stops closing the door. And she looks at you, and I think this is some of the more serious you've seen of her this trip so far. And she goes, what do you mean?
I mean, it's been over 10 years since you've had anything to do with our family. Why now? Why ever?
I think Auntie Nia lets herself into the room, and she closes the door behind her. And let's say there's like a chair, and I think she goes sits in the chair. She, puts herself in slowly, rubs her hands on her thighs for a moment, and takes no deep breath, and she goes, this summer, that Fire Nation family came over, and that little boy with the Benji just started calling me Auntie on his own. I didn't tell him to, he just did. I don't blame him. I have think nice older woman familiar energy about me. But it made me realize that I hadn't been called an auntie in a really long time. Last once called me auntie were you. And it made me realize how much time had passed since I've seen anyone from the family, much less you girls, and how much I missed you being part of that family. Then I found the old photos, and I realized more about what I've done, maybe. And I had to call your uncle and his wife, and it was hard. They can't say they were too happy to hear back from me. I wouldn't blame them. I don't know how happy I'd be to hear back from myself either. Like, there's runaway Nia. What could she want? But over time, I started to make some amends, at least over the phone. And then we started talking about you two girls and more about how you've been doing, how you've been growing, what fine people you've been becoming. And it was actually your aunt's idea that it might be good with the weather to have you two come out of the city and visit old me. Let me tell you, I was so scared and so excited at the prospect of seeing you two again. I admit, I kind of suspected there might be some of these feelings, and I thought that maybe going back into that old role kind of could avoid some of that, but I see now that might not have been the right ways to go about that. Besides, it's just like, I really am sorry about not being there for you two girls after your daddy's death and for leaving and for kind of bringing you back into this part of your lives that I don't think you expected to come back into. And I'm not expecting this one trip to fix everything between us, even though I might have acted like that, but I think that maybe it goes in the right direction. We can start trying to be a bit more family-like with each other. If you're open to it, of course. I'd understand if I may have put my foot a little too far in my mouth with this.
Did you know that Uncle Chen got kidnapped a few months ago?
I think Auntie Nia cringes a bit, and she goes, Aunt alluded to it. She didn't get into the details, but
When he was taken, it felt like we were losing one of our only other members of family left. I mean, yes, we have our mother, but to us, he's our only extended family. We didn't even think about you, because in our minds, you died the same year our dad did. You weren't there for the funeral. You weren't there helping the family rebuild itself when we lost our source of income, because obviously our dad's fishing boat wasn't bringing in the income. Our mom had to build a farm from scratch. You weren't there to help with that. Uncle Chien was. You weren't there when he sold his shop in Wenhua and relocated to Republic City, leaving us and our mom alone. And yeah, you weren't there to watch your other brother, your only other living brother, get kidnapped by some loan sharks. This whole time you've just been here, living it up in this sunny, idyllic little town where you just sit here and paint the same rock over and over again. Are you going to be there for our family from now on? Are you actually going to be there for us? Or are you just going to sit here and paint your little boulder and hope that your little slice of paradise is enough for the rest of us to want to be with you?
I think Auntie Nia's quiet for a long moment after that. And she goes, when your dad, he was the eldest of the three of us. And your grandparents died young. He was almost like a father figure, me and your uncle. Losing him was like losing a father to me as well. I couldn't handle pain. And I ran. I ran here where I thought I could build myself up again. Or at the very least, not feel the pain. And it worked for a little while, but it was more of a distraction, I realize now, rather than I don't want to run away anymore from the girls and the rest of the family. I've already done so much damage from not being there for you or for anyone because I was being selfish and I was looking out for myself. I want to say I'm going to be there and I want to try to be there, but I don't want to hold myself to any promises that I can't keep. But I can tell you this. If you let me, I'm going to try. I want to try.
What are you going to do?
Besides, again, I've been making some, well, I've been making some money here. I already arranged with your uncle and your aunt to start sending money over to them to make sure he never gets to that situation again. And of course, to your mother in the village and such. And of course, I want to start setting you girls up a little bit of money as well. I gotta tell you, those tourists, you may think it's the same rock over and over, but to them, it's a different rock in every different painting. Financial in one way, and another thing is like I want to start either hosting or showing up to things again. I want to start visiting. I want to start being in person. At least those are ways I can see myself stopping to make amends.
The twins look at each other. Now Peony is rolled onto her back as well. That's actually going to be really helpful. That's a start.
Your aunt looks at you being like, if I had known your uncle was getting into that kind of trouble, I would have intervened. I had no idea that he was in any sort of financial distress until your aunt told me that he had been taken. Your uncle didn't think to reach out to me either about this, so not exactly the only ones to kind of view Antonia as dead as well. But I'm glad to hear that at least some of what I'm thinking might be helpful. Besides, again, I'm really sorry if this vacation hasn't really been a vacation for y'all. It's been more of a don't even know the word for it. Event? Experience? God, there's something that's less than what you'd expect it to be, but perhaps I could take you all a little shopping in town if you feel like it. Maybe there's a couple of new bathing suit shops that open up this year. Maybe you'd like to look in theirs a little bit.
The two of them sort of cringe at the bathing suit shop idea, since they were going to do that with Hanako. They both roll onto their side. Maybe later, but, we could use some of those sticky buns.
Antonia smiles softly. I'll get a batch whipped up for you in just a sec. And I'll let you girls rest. And she gets up and she leaves the room.
Moment of Balance will return after these messages.
Are y'all looking for a break from the boring food they serve in Republic City? Well, come on down to the Cat Gator Grill. We got genuine Foggy Swamp food from genuine Foggy Swamp cooks. None of that fancy city slop here. Just good old-fashioned home recipes so fresh, you swear you woke up under the banyan grove tree. Next time you're in the big city, visit the Cat Gator Grill. We'll make you feel right at home.
How's the flurry?
Thrusters are burned out, of course they are. We lost both manifolds. The dimensional inversion dish is bent out of whack. Oh, and all of the save stations on the FM radio have been reset.
What does that mean?
Well, it means we'll have to search for that alt rock station you like again.
They're back.
I'm Meanie. He's Llewellyn.
I'm Herman!
Yes, sorry. He's new.
Facing the multiverse with optimism.
Right, well, we're dead. We're dying. This is it.
And top-tier expertise.
I think I've got it working. Whoa! These electrical readings are off the charts!
Yeah, you're holding it upside down.
Oh.
Tackling danger wherever they find it.
When are you gonna land us somewhere cool?
Well, it's not like we can steer the bloody thing.
Come on! Give me dragons! Give me pirates!
Arr, trespassers!
Okay, space pirates. Way to split the difference.
And facing impossible challenges.
Llewellyn, have you considered that there will be realities where you just can't get Newcastle Brown Ale?
No, I refuse to accept it. Lobsteroids, yes. Religious robots, sure. No Nuki Brown? It's just not possible.
But can they find their way home when they can't even trust each other?
You're a real jerk, you know that?
Did I know that? It's listed on my birth certificate under gender.
I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah, the slightest chance of getting home and you throw your entire moral code out the window.
I'm just being pragmatic.
Jump Leads, a sci-fi comedy audio drama podcast. A brand new season coming soon.
It's an infinite multiverse.
Infinitely deadly, Captain.
But infinitely funny, too.
Soma, I'm here. I've got snacks. Oh, stop it, Zopa.
Chong, you're here. Why is Zopa acting all crazy?
She just wants what's in the bag, which she can't have because fudge is not for cabins.
Ooh, fudge.
Yeah, I got us some fudge from Cali Sweets, and I got it for great discount too. 10% off with coupon code Bard Rock Cafe.
I was gonna say, I didn't know you had money for snacks.
Hey, I make enough money busking. Zopa helps me bring in a lot when she's not trying to poison herself with my snacks.
Okay, if Zopa wants it so bad, it's gotta be good. Let me try some. Ooh, that's good. What is this?
It's a mint chocolate chip fudge. They have all sorts of crazy flavors too. Snickerdoodle, cotton candy, caramel apple, and of course your classic chocolate. And if you're sick of fudge, they have fancy popcorn too.
Popcorn, eh? Is this gonna be your excuse to take me to a mover?
You want to go see a mover?
Well, if you're asking.
Oh, I wasn't, but that sounds fun. Just a couple of friends out to the movers.
Right. Give me some more of that fudge.
Of course! Available at calisweets.com/bardrockcafe.
What?
Nothing!
And now, back to Moment of Balance.
I think this would be a really awesome time for Hanako and Sabi to arrive at the
Absolutely,
cabin.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
And yes, as I think she has put on an apron and started to work up the buns as you two walk in. She sees you guys, goes like, "How have you two been?"
Hanako sort of holds up a hand and then like puts a finger up to her lips to indicate to be quiet. It's been lovely. Thank you for everything. Here. Hanako motions to the beetle. You might want to give this to Benji. We're going to grab our things and leave.
Okay, she immediately drops the bowl like on the counter and such with the dough. Comes over with her like flour-covered hands, and she air jails the beetle as well, like picking it from the sides, making sure to press on top gently on top of it so it doesn't open up its wings.
Yeah, the outer wings. Yeah.
Maybe and the beetle's kind of like while you've been air jailing it, the legs have kind of been moving around, kind of like it's kind of like almost like an upside down turtle where it's just like And she gently takes it, being like, "Listen, I swear to God, it was gonna be like listen like all those other pets. Oh, he's gonna be so happy. But why are you leaving? It's I know a bus comes really soon, but I mean, we still have like a whole evening and day here. It's gonna be really hot down in the city if you go now."
I think it would make the twins much more comfortable if we were gone.
Did something happen? Are they okay? They came in very moody.
Yes, that would be my fault.
She looks at you like very concerned, and she goes,
We're not.
"Darling, are you okay?"
Look, I appreciate your hospitality, and I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but they're your family, and you should be here for them. I will be fine, but I would prefer that you help give the twins whatever they need right now.
She slowly nods. He goes, "Well, first I'm gonna give that boy back his beetle, and I'm gonna make sure his sister puts a leash on this thing. I've been telling Benji he's been needing to put a leash on it. I mean, look at all this trouble this thing caused. Looking at you two," and she knows that you both look, maybe a little dirty, a little ragged. She goes, "You look like you guys have been searching this town all up and down for this thing. He owes you the biggest thank you."
Sure. Let's go get the boy his beetle back.
I want you to collect your luggage, and as you guys are leaving, we'll stop by his house, give him a beetle, and then y'all can be on your merry way.
That sounds lovely. Thank you.
I don't think Sabi has any luggage. She had like nothing on her.
It's true, yeah.
You'd want to get your guns back, though, probably.
Yeah, well, okay. So as you're doing that, I'm at Hanako. I'm assuming you're going up to get your luggage.
Yeah, Hanako's gonna repack, which shouldn't take her long. She hasn't,
Hey, Ms. Nia, can I talk to you for a second? Sabi motions out. Like once Hanako's out of hearing range, Sabi motions for her to like step out of the cabin.
Well, certainly, darling. I think Auntie Nia makes a makeshift leash for this thing, and I think now holds the beetle on the leash like it's a balloon, and walks outside with you.
Sabi's walking towards the spot where the guns were buried, and she like earth bends the earth out of the way and picks up the guns and like puts them back in the holsters. Hey, I don't know what's going on with you and your nieces, but speaking as someone who carries around a lot of guilt with her, I know what it looks like, and I know what it feels like, and you're not gonna get them to trust you by putting up a few pictures when they come to visit and acting like nothing's wrong. So just be honest with them and talk to them like people. Also, there's a very large unagi living under your lake, and someone's been feeding it the local pets, so you might want to consider looking into that at some point.
Okay, so Auntie Nia was nodding her head with you about the guilt thing, and now just looks at you in utter horror about the unagi.
Well, that answers my question about whether or not you were aware of this, so...
I think even for her a moment, her hand goes slack around the leash for the beetle, And I think you need to grab the rope for a moment.
Yes.
I think like as you hand it back to her, she's like, sorry about that. The Nagi.
A very, very big one. This is like dead serious. This is not like there is no hint of sarcasm or humor to this.
A really, really big one.
There's a tunnel out past the village, and somebody has, I think, been leading animals there and feeding them to a very large unagi that has an egg. So
It's reproducing?
ma'am,
Oh my god!
I can't even begin to get. I don't know. We didn't stick around to ask it any questions because it was trying to kill us. But
Auntie Mia, the more you say, the more nervous Auntie Mia is becoming. Like, she looks like she's ready, like, to bolt and go tell the town that there's a big ass eel that someone has been feeding in the lake where children are swimming.
whatever is going on in this town is so far outside of my responsibility or any desire to dig into your business. But you should probably look into the tunnel by your town that leads to, by the way, a giant geode inside of the boulder.
This is all new things. Auntie Mia is the more you say, the higher in pitch she's going to get. She looks like she's about to faint.
Uh-huh. Hanako leans out of the window above and says, yes, a really big one.
Ma'am, none of this sound, none of you knew any of this at all.
I just paint. I paint that damn thing every day. She and I do not. Oh my god.
For whatever it's worth, it doesn't seem like it's attacked any people.
Go tell the town. And she's like, you get yourself down to the bus station with that lady friend of yours. I gotta go. And you see Auntie Mia like bolt from you, and I think she runs over to the neighbor's house, and Benji opens, and you see like the door open, and you see her throw the beetle inside like it's a football, and then close the door, and then just bolt to town, leaving you alone with your guns.
Sabi just looks up at Hanako and shrugs.
Hanako nods and then returns to her packing and is down a few minutes later.
So before Hanako leaves the house, I want her to find Peony and Pearl standing outside their bedroom door.
Sure, yeah. Yes, don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon.
Wait, before you go, what are you doing to fix things? What are you doing to make up for all of the people you've hurt?
Right now, I'm adapting to a changing life. I have a job with Republic City that I'll be starting very soon after I get back. Doing the work that I was supposedly doing for the Fire Nation. Not, any of the undercover, shady side, but just regular ambassadorial duties, which I am quite good at, if you'll permit me to be a little self-aggrandizing. I just want to live a more normal life. I want to move forwards and make a difference and hopefully help promote peace for once. I have taken every step possible to save as many lives as I can since everything happened with my mother, and I don't intend to stop now.
And the people who were hurt, do you know who they were?
Hanako looks like she's thinking about this. As I said, a lot of these things were decisions that I made without really stopping to think about the full consequences of what they would do to the people underneath them. I can't give you names now, but Hanako looks like she's thinking a little more. My mother was sent into exile very quickly afterwards. I would be willing to bet that the Fire Nation embassy, where I was staying previously, has remained vacant in all this time, and Sabi did break the lock, so I could find the relevant papers. I could make a real attempt. I think I'll do that.
Our aunt is trying to fix the harm that she has done to our family. If she can do that, we can forgive her. If you can fix the harm, and this extends to Sabi too. If Sabi can fix the harm that she's done to people, find the family of that man she killed, if he had one. If you find out who you've hurt, and you can do a real, tangible thing to help those people and their families, we can forgive you.
Hanako nods. Like I said, I've done a lot of harm over the years, but I'll be in touch.
If you can do that, we'd love to see you again. And the two of them turn and enter the room.
Hanako picks up her bags and leaves.
Picking up from where we last were, Auntie Nia is frantically running to town. Sound like what Sabi just told them. Sabi's outside with watching Auntie Nia. Oh, and Auntie Nia's out of sight now. She's surprisingly fast when dangerous news has been given to her. And Sabi, I think Hanako has.
Hanako's stepping out just now. All right then, ready to go?
Yeah. Does Hanako have multiple suitcases?
Probably just a couple.
Okay, Sabi reaches out a hand to grab one of the suitcases.
Hanako smiles. Thank you. And we get headed off.
Do you happen to know when the bus actually shows up here?
Not a clue. Actually,
if you're willing to wait a little bit, I could make a call and have someone come from the city or nearby. The Future Indices driver's gonna be nearby.
If it's quicker, sure.
Might be more comfortable at least.
Not my prime concern at the moment, but I'll leave it up to you.
Hey, there's something I didn't get a chance to tell you before. You told me that you ran into a woman named Adenia who reminded you of me.
Yes.
When I found out what happened, I read the files on the dissidents. I got a look at her personnel record from the Earth Kingdom Army, and you're right. I saw a lot of what drove me to do everything that I've done reading about her, except she had a different set of opportunities. And I don't know how to feel about that.
I didn't mean any offense by it.
No, you're not. I didn't take any offense from it. Like I said, you're right. She had a lot of opportunities to do something, and she chose to throw in with a fascist dictator. And I think she genuinely thought she was doing the right thing.
I think she did too. And that's why I wanted to put the stipulations on things that I did last night. I trust you to make the right decisions. You're not Adenia Adler. You haven't lived the same life that she has, and you've been brought to a different place, but I recognize the seeds of Adenia in you, and it matters to me that if we're going to be together, we keep each other on the same page. Not just so that I can keep you from becoming Adenia, but because I trust you to keep me from becoming my mother.
Yeah. Like I said, I knew what you meant. I had a lot of time to think about it when I was just cooped up looking through accounting records for Asami, and yeah. I looked up the name of the man that I shot by the mine.
You did?
Yeah.
When we get back, I'd like some more of that information, if you're willing to share it.
Yeah. I didn't dig into it very much. I just looked it up, but it's a man named Bo Kwang, and apparently he's got a family out in some Varick town near the city.
I'll do some more looking into him of my own when we get back. The twins had a talk with me on the way out. They want me to try to make amends for things that happened while I was with my mother. I will be honest that even if it wasn't for them holding their friendship over my head for this, and who knows, maybe I'll not get in touch with them afterwards. I'm still thinking about that, to be quite honest. But I'm going to be going back to the embassy when we get back to the city. I'm going to be looking into a lot of people who may have been impacted by what I did. I'll add him to the list.
Thank you. I think the thing that really stuck out to me when I was reading the files on all of these people that you fought on Kyoshi Island is it seemed like at a certain point they all stopped seeing people as people. And I see some of that in how I've acted too. You start to see people as a way to get something done or an obstacle to get out of the way, and it's easy to lose sight of thinking about things any other way.
Hanako nods. I've experienced this too. It's not... I never had to see the people whose lives I was impacting. I never had to talk to them face to face. I'm a bureaucrat. I sign papers, and the consequences of that only really matter in terms of what it does for you. But it was being around you and getting my hands dirty and getting involved that let me see what I was causing. It made me realize I didn't want to be a part of that anymore.
Sabi's nodding as you're talking. I wondered when I was reading through the files about when that moment happened where she stopped seeing the people that she was killing and just stopped caring about it, or if she ever cared in the first place. And I don't know.
I didn't speak with the woman much. I had other priorities at the time.
Yeah.
But if I were to pinpoint a difference between you and her, I think it's that she was looking to cause change, but I think she was also looking for revenge. And I think at a certain point she stopped caring who that revenge was being taken out on.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think by now you guys must have reached the bus stop area. And I think from here you can see that, with your luck, it looks like a bus is going to come within the hour. Looking at the schedule and see some other people there. You see a couple of other families waiting for this bus, getting ready to come back. You see a couple of disgruntled dads, like clearly thinking they could have made the bus that just left, but the family was too slow getting ready, so they couldn't catch it. So now they have to take a later one, messing up with dad time. You see some kids playing patty cake. You see one little girl with like a big dog who she's giving really big pats to. He's very happily accepting it with wags. And then you see some people on their own just reading newspapers or books, just minding their own business, waiting for this. I think you both can see from here the town. Like it's like a couple miles away. And I think you can see from this distance, like the people running around. Like clearly Antonia has started to cause some ruckus.
So are we like, the bus stop is in the town, right?
The bus stop's like outside of the town, because this way it gives you guys options of you can either walk towards town or you can walk towards the cabins where a lot of people stay at. It's kind of like a horseshoe, and the bus stop's in the middle of that.
Got it. Do you think Hanako looks like she really doesn't want to say the next thing that she's about to say? Do you think they're going to manage the situation all right?
You see Sabi kind of like close her eyes and make a face. I was gonna say there was something else I wanted to check in town before we left, and I promise you don't have to be involved if you don't want to.
No, we're in it together now.
All right, let's go into town then.
All right.
All right, so I guess we're gonna continue on the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so you stop by the bus stop. Like, do you take note that the bus is going to come within the hour? Are you going to try and get this bus, or?
I mean, Sabi can get contact to the Future Industries people. That would just involve us waiting slightly longer to be picked up.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think you guys, with suitcases in tow, make it to town. Like, say it takes 10, 15 minutes to walk there. And town is, in comparison to this morning, busier. And it's with the same people, but it's not what you'd expect. Instead of everyone kind of milling about waiting for the boat, you see all the treasure hunters with all the animals and stuff actually going to the boats. You see everyone getting in now, especially the treasure hunters and they seem to either be bending up weapons or grabbing broomsticks or anything they can nearby. And you see the mayor, of what Antonia had pointed out was the mayor's office with a very distinguished looking gentleman going out saying, "We must capture the beast!"
Oh, Sabi.
This is... Oh, you weren't kidding about them not managing this well.
15,000 gold to whoever catches the beast! Protect our shores, protect our pets!
Quick question. So we're getting towards the dock area, I assume.
Yes.
To be able to overhear this. Is Hoomer at his stand?
This is even better. Humor's at his stand and Auntie Mia is talking to Humor.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Hoomer. Well, I assume we'll set down Hanako's bags somewhere or put them somewhere.
Yeah.
If I can.
It really is Hoomer's revenge.
Auntie Mia's
all right,
yelling at Hoomer, and she's going I'm telling you, you can't take that boat out. There's something dangerous in the lake. You got kids on it.
Hey, Miss Nia.
You're still here. Ah.
I am still here. I needed to speak to this gentleman for a second. Could you give us a little bit of space, please?
Well, sure, I'm okay with that. But what do you do? I gotta continue giving this chump here a little taste of my mug. He's insisting on taking his boat out, and I'm telling him.
I think you should take a deep breath and try to calm these people down a little bit.
But there's a unagi in the lake.
There is an unagi which, judging from its size, has been there for many, many years.
Eating our pets.
Ma'am, I just need to talk to this gentleman for 1 second, please.
Nia huffs and goes, "Well, at the very least, I'll tell them rascals over there not to bring broomsticks with them. I highly doubt it'll be useful." And so she goes off to talk to the people about safety when eel hunting.
Sabi turns to look at Hoomer and smiles. "Hi, Hoomer. How are you doing? Do you remember me?"
Hoomer looks at you with the exact same apathetic 1,000-yard stare that he gave you earlier. Vaguely. We get a lot of people here. Did you ride the Boulder Lake tour boat?
I did not. Perfect. This is perfect. Hoomer, I have a couple of very easy questions for you. Are you by any chance an earthbender?
Hoomer blinks very slowly at you. I actually do happen to be one, yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Hoomer. That's very helpful. Second question, and I promise I won't bother you after this. Have you by any chance been feeding a giant unagi inside of a big geode for several years now?
A really big one. Also, Sabi, what?
I think this is the first time Hoomer has showed you, actual emotion. His jaw actually drops. And he just stares at you wide-eyed for, a good long moment before he schools this expression and goes, "No."
Do you have any idea who might have been feeding a giant unagi for years now? You know this town so well.
A really, really big one.
A really, really big one?
Yes, an unagi.
Sabi, stretches her hands out. Really big.
He looks at your hands and goes, "Why would anyone feed an unagi?"
That is an excellent question, which I am increasingly curious about the answer to. You're sure you've never seen anyone going out into the woods, maybe bringing animals out into the woods?
Boomer actually pauses for a long moment, and then he asks you, I think something you might not be expecting. He goes, "Do you know if the unagi is female?"
I assume so, seeing as it appears to have an egg.
Why do you ask?
Well, because those eggs are extremely valuable. If someone were to be feeding it, keeping it around, accessing it, it's probably for the eggs. And I know this because I work at the vet. Tima talked about that before.
You've heard the vet talk about unagi eggs specifically?
Boomer nods. He goes, I thought that was kind of weird too, because that's like a super rare, dangerous eel that has like nothing to do with us. And it's like really, really big.
It is really big.
Like, really big.
Hoomer, you have been astoundingly helpful the last couple of days. Thank you.
Actually, shockingly so, yes. Have a nice day. Do not take this boat on the water. And then we're gonna walk off.
Hey, I think we should talk to the mayor first. We should probably convince them not to go hunting the giant sea monster.
Yes, probably smart.
Okay. Although Hoomer says one last thing to you. He goes like, while you guys are heading off, it's like, have a Boulder day.
All right. I think I'm gonna walk up to the mayor.
Yeah.
The mayor is a tall, nervous-looking string bean of a man. He has a megaphone. His face is very red from all the yelling, and he's instructing people like to get into the boats. He's like, "Now everyone, grab your pitchforks! Grab any weapon you can! Benders to the front!"
Sabi would like to use the kind of like subtle metal bending that she used on the lock to break the circuitry in the megaphone.
Wait, so are you grabbing this thing while it's in his hand?
Nope, not grabbing it. Using metal bending.
Sure. So
just to fuck the circuitry up enough to like cause it to not work.
You know what? I like that so much that I'm just gonna let you do it. But yeah, it's broken.
Oh, I was gonna roll. I was gonna roll to rely on skills and training.
Oh, you know what? Do that. That's better. I got excited.
That's a 4 plus 3. That's a 7. So imperfect success. I'd say Sabi like kind of twists her hand and the megaphone like squawks and doesn't quite break, but it's not really super usable anymore.
I was gonna say you left the alarm function on it now. The mayor's like takes it, he's like wiggling it around. It's just like at the end, it's just like scoffs and turns it off. It's like,
oh, I hate when they do that. They're so fragile. They break all the time.
I know what and how annoying. I really needed this. There's a town emergency. We haven't had one of these since since I was a kid.
Mr. Mayor.
And that was because the tour boat engine ran out. This is my time to
Mr.
lead.
Mayor.
Who are you? We're not people from here. Tourist shops are around the corner.
Mr. Mayor.
What do you need?
Are you certain?
If you need help around town, Hoover's right over there. He's very knowledgeable.
Oh, believe me, we know. Are you certain about all of this? And Hanako motions out towards the town.
Do you know how to take care of Unagi?
Do you?
No. So we're doing the first thing I can think of to do and the most logical, which is kill the damn thing.
You thought that the most logical thing to do was to gather up everyone in town and go bother a giant sea monster that has, as far as we know, just kind of been quietly existing under your lake for probably decades now.
Nia said this thing has been eating our animals.
Possibly? We don't know the details of that yet, and neither does she.
Regardless, there is a dangerous, or very least potentially dangerous, water monster in the lake where we have our tourists who give us our money swimming. The second
Mr. Mayor.
about about an eel, we're going to kiss the tourist industry goodbye and the town goodbye. I am being
Mr. Mayor, if I may, envision with me for a moment. And Hanako puts her hand around his shoulder. And, like, other arm casts it out over the lake. A world in which this problem is dealt with not so violently, and the Unagi continues to thrive under your lake, but this time you know about it. And it's an additional tourist draw.
Why would people come to a lake where they can't swim? Yes, they get to see Unagi, but they come here and have the potential of, I don't know, you go to Kyoshi for this.
Have you ever seen an Unagi?
I have not.
And you've lived next to one for, possibly your entire life.
If I haven't seen it, how are they gonna see it?
Mr. Mayor.
Exactly why you should think about this a little longer. There is possibly an alternative option.
And why should I listen to some out-of-town yokels who don't know anything about the area? I don't think you've even been to this town for a week.
We know enough to know that there's possibly somebody feeding the thing.
Do you have any evidence?
We're the ones who found it.
Oh, you must be the two that Nia told me that's mentioned.
And what precisely did Nia tell you about us?
Just that you two found it. And that you're out of town. And that you came up here with her nieces.
Well, this woman here happens to be a highly respected United Republic diplomat. So why don't you let her be diplomatic about the situation instead of whipping everyone into a panic?
The mayor looks at Hanako and says, do you have any identification?
Have I gotten my job yet?
I think you probably got papers when you went to Kyoshi Island.
True. Yeah, I probably still have those on me then. They might specifically be about Kyoshi Island, but they do indicate that I am doing, fucking diplomat work for Republic City.
Okay, so let's say maybe you have those, you have your wallet on hand, and maybe those are in your wallet still from the trip.
I have to dig into one of my suitcases, but yeah, they're there.
Okay, so let's say you, put a finger up, go to your suitcase, dig it out, come back and show it to the mayor, and the mayor reads it over and goes, okay, seems legit. And he gives you back your papers. So you don't think this plan's good?
No. And believe me, Mr. Mayor, I don't have any intent of taking away this moment of leadership from you. All I ask is that we let cooler heads prevail and see if maybe there's a less violent way to deal with this that maybe doesn't put your people in danger.
Everyone is still in danger while the tsunami's in the lake. Or at least potential danger. It's a time bomb. It's not hunting people now, but what if it is later? And I know about it.
If you want to hunt an Unagi, you are completely out of your depth and well beyond your skill set. Why don't you let us figure out what's going on with this specifically, and then you can make a decision. And if you really are intent on hunting this thing down, maybe get some people who have some experience with that.
All right. For now, I will call off the guys, and I will give you an hour. If you don't have a decent plan come up with by then, we're going back with Operation Oak and Grab.
Understood, sir.
Sabi shoots Hanako sort of a grimace.
So the mayor gives you guys a nod, and he goes over to his guys and goes like, all right, guys, reel back. We're gonna regroup.
I guess we should probably talk to the veterinarian.
Seems like it, yes.
All right, we're gonna go do that, I guess. Also, what are Peony and Pearl doing? Just so we've kind of been like...
Yeah, talk back to Peony and Pearl.
I mean...
I think, I have an idea, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
I think, at bare minimum, Peony and Pearl are drawn out of their bedroom by the smell of burning sticky buns.
Alright, well, I guess Peony and Pearl are currently putting out an oven fire, but actually, I do have an idea of how to use them if things go where I think they're gonna go.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys talk to the vet first.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna go to the vet's office.
Do you ring the bell?
No.
No.
No. Hanako's not in the mood to deal with Hoomer again today. We're just gonna walk back and open the door.
We're just walking into the back.
All right. So there's like two ways. There's like, do you go into her office or do you go into the surgical room?
Check what's just the first room?
No, it's like both. It's like on either sides of the hallway.
I guess we're checking both of them to see where she is.
Okay. I think you catch her in the surgical room, and she seems to be filling a bag with medications.
There anything like unusual about this, or she's just like doing vet stuff?
It seems unusual because it seems to be a duffel bag, like she's cleaning her office out of it.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Hey!
Emma looks up.
Ma'am, what are you doing?
Oh, hello, you guys. You came in earlier this morning. Did you find the beetle?
We did find the beetle, and we also found a very large unagi that our good friend Hoomer has informed us you know something about.
Oh, a unagi here? Oh, well, I may have talked about unagi, but them being here is crazy talk.
Has anyone ever told you that you're very convincing?
I don't know what you mean.
Sabi's going to step forward and like sort of open her coat to reveal one of her guns and flash the identification without specifying what it is. Ma'am, I would strongly suggest that you tell us exactly what the hell is going on here. I'm willing to roll for intimidate, by the way, if you want me to.
Please do.
Okay, cool. Intimidate is with... Okay, cool. That is 7 plus 2. That's a 9. All right. On a hit, they choose one. What is this woman doing?
I think she's gonna do the first option.
She's gonna try to escape?
Yeah, I guess she's diving out a window.
With
Wait, this is a surgical room. There won't be any windows here. She's got to go by us to the door.
Yes, what she's going to do, she's going to see your badge, like narrow her eyes at you. And I think while she's been chatting with you, she's been slowly zipping up the bag with the medication she has.
Okay, as she tries to go out the door, Sabi is gonna like throw her to the ground. Like she's gonna do the same thing she did to Chong that one time.
She shoulders the bag, she, tries to bolt all at once past you. And I think as soon as she's next to you, you just pull her down.
Should Janaya roll for that?
I roll rely on skills and training, I think. Oh, that's good. That's an 8 plus 3. That's an 11.
Oh, it's like knocking over a stack of paper. It's just so she goes on the ground, like looks up at you, goes.
Wait, hold on. Before you get on with this, is there any like is there metal in this room, like a fucking...
It is an exam room.
Like surgical implements or something?
Yeah.
Sabi's gonna metal bend some of this around her wrists.
Okay, let's say from there's like a basket. There's like a metal basket next to you that has like some surgical implements. Like, so let's say you take like a couple scalpels and meld them together and make some bracelets.
I think as you metal bend the knives around your wrist, Hanako like puts a hand on your shoulder somewhat intensely. If you turn to look at her, she is giving you a very pointed, you don't want to do this look.
So, I'm guessing by the fact that you just tried to bolt on us that you know something about what's going on here. And I would really appreciate it if you were willing to enlighten us a little bit.
I think Timma looks up at you, and I think her kindly veterinarian demeanor changes into something much darker, much more serious than you'd expect. Like her face twists in anger, and she goes, "I'm not telling you shit." How about this? Maybe when she was running, she had started to waterbend, and I think you caught when you knocked her down. You caught that, and you put her hand. And then she told her.
Okay.
Okay. A waterbender. You're far from home.
Yes, and looking at her features, aside from the blue eyes, she's surprisingly light-skinned and light-haired for a waterbender. Definitely.
Look, we found a giant unagi with an egg at the end of a tunnel that wasn't natural, with animal tracks leading to it, and an animal corpse there. So putting all of this together, what the fuck is going on?
I think she looks at you and she stares at you for a long, hard moment, and then she sighs. So I think she realizes with her hands cupped what not to jig us up. My grandfather put an egg in that lake. He thought it was just a rock. Turned out it was unagi. He didn't know it was one until it was an adult and it was too late to get it out. It was just a weird fish. He was a bit of an idiot.
You've been feeding it?
He started feeding it when he realized how much money he could get from the eggs.
Out of curiosity, how does the unagi react to you taking its eggs?
It shoots water, which makes that tunnel. Why do you think it's a straight line?
I had assumed it was an earthbender, to be perfectly honest.
He laughs. He's like, you think I can get an earthbender to do anything around here? The closest one is Hoomer.
Yeah, Hoomer was actually the one who told us that you might know something about this. How long has this been happening for, exactly?
Rolls her eyes. Since my grandfather. At least 2 generations. Weren't you listening, Miss Detective Officer, whatever you are?
You're aware that the village is trying to go hunt this thing, right?
He shrugs and goes, listen, I care about pets. I care about taking care of things that are giving me money. I only fed it the ones that weren't gonna make it, or the ones that wouldn't have been missed or would have gotten lost anyway. The income I get from those eggs adds so much to this town. But hey, that thing's getting pretty old. Why do you think it's been so peaceful? If it dies, it dies. That last egg it has now is probably the last one it's gonna lay for the rest of its life.
What have you been doing with the eggs anyway? You just sell them?
Oh yeah, black market's huge. You know what it means to say you have an unagi egg?
Sabi looks back up at you, Hanako, and just makes this face like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah, you know what? I probably know what's going on here. So, what's the black market for unagi eggs like? Do people hatch them, eat them?
It's a bit like what Varric would do. It's more about, displaying the egg, or it's more people will fossilize the egg and put it in museums, or in private collections, or in rare cases, some people might keep them as pets and find ways to stunt their growth to keep them small and acceptable in that area. People maybe once or twice have tried using them for war, with other animals, but they're just too unpredictable to control. So that failed very quickly.
Hanako rolls her eyes and says, status symbols. Expensive ones, but still.
Sabi turns back to the vat and sort of leans down. How much do you actually know about the unagi anyway?
Everything. I'm a vet.
What happens if you just leave it alone? Is it going to start attacking the townspeople, or is it just going to die in peace eventually?
Depends on if it gets enough to eat. Pets have been keeping it from attacking the fish and whatnot, so that's why no one's noticed and hasn't had a reason to hunt. The second it doesn't have the food coming in, I don't know what it'll do. It has an egg. It's gonna want to eat to be able to protect and take care of that once it's hatched.
Okay. So what's the plan with the duffel bag full of drugs? Is this a get out of town kind of thing?
Yeah. Town's going nuts. Or at the very least, get rid of all the drugs I was using on the pets. So that way they went, they go peacefully when I give them to the unagi.
Oh, this is such a mess.
Listen, if you want an easy out for this, you just have someone go and feed it on occasion. It has maybe another decade under its belt before it goes on out. If you can convince the mayor just to keep feeding it, and that should be okay. And I've looked at that egg. I'll be honest with you, that egg's not gonna hatch. With the age of that unagi, it's very unlikely for the egglet to make it. It'd be prime for a fossil. There'll be prime money making from that, but Aside from that, this is the last thing this is the last creature that's going to be in this lake. You can convince the mayor to just bring someone down to feed it on occasion, or like a buoy of fish every other week. Should be okay.
Hanako, I think, reaches down, grabs the vet by the arm, and hoists them up onto their feet, and says, "That's an excellent idea. Why don't the three of us go convince the mayor to do that right now?"
Sabi is like grinning at you. That is exactly what I was about to say.
And yeah, we're gonna head out there.
All right, so I guess we're walking the vet over to the mayor.
Oh, Mr. Mayor!
Oh, what? You two? What do you want?
We found the person who's been feeding the unagi.
What? Stella, what are you doing here? No, her family's been helping this town for generations.
Yes, her family's been feeding it for generations.
Oh my god! Emma, explain! Let's say, to prevent myself from having to talk to myself again.
Yeah.
Let's say
Fair.
she tells him everything that she just told you guys. And I think the mayor, kind of sits out on the steps and goes, my god.
Now, the good news is, you can have an additional tourist attraction if you're willing to feed it for a decade or so. That's right. Tema, it was?
He rolls her eyes yeah, should be a decade or so. If you really want to make some money, someone should really go get that egg. Mayor sits on the steps and goes, well, the last thing I want to do is piss off the Unagi. And he pauses for a moment and goes, I suppose we could consider keeping it around for now. I don't know if it could be a tourist attraction yet, as none of us have seen it, but maybe. For now, though, well, I'll have the meeting and we will discuss how that will work.
We could show you the way to the tunnel there. In fact, I think Hoomer has the capability to open it up.
An excellent idea, and Hoomer seems like just the young man to do this job.
When it finally dies, you should open the tunnel up and let people into the geode. It's a very interesting natural spectacle.
Now that...
And there'll be a big fossilized unagi egg there. You can call it the Unagi's Garden or something stupid like that. People will eat it up.
Now that I like. Oh, I like that a lot. That would make an excellent attraction. Now that is a safe, family-friendly thing that I can get tourists behind. Unagi in the lake they're swimming in? No. Unagi egg in a geode? Hell yeah. That is good. You could see kind of money, money in just talking about it. And see grown man saying, hey, hell yeah. He goes, all right, I'm going to speak with the town. I will have a town meeting. We'll discuss that with them. And you can show Hoomer and I the tunnel quick for that. As for you, and he points at Tima. He goes, the sheriff would like a word with you, and I believe a prison cell would be an appropriate place as well.
Mayor,
Yes.
I think you should cut her a little bit of slack, seeing as she's kept this thing from killing your tourists for her entire life.
She did it for selfish reasons, but she was a big help when you think about it. And Hanako lets go of her wrist.
Yes, but I think she would be a flight risk, as she still has family down in the water tribes.
Oh, we haven't taken her bindings off, don't worry.
I think for now we will keep her down.
So,
and yeah,
just
we'll consider that in the punishment, but I think
Mayor,
we keep a potential threat in the water. And
Mayor,
yes,
how many? You have what? One sheriff in this town?
yes.
Just let her go to the water tribe and leave you alone.
The mayor looks Tima in the eyes and he goes, you've served this town greatly, and I consider you a friend. It pains me to ask you to leave. And Tima kind of looks up and she looks sad and she goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gala. You've been good to me and my family.
Sabi leans over to Tema and, whispers in her ear, if I take these off of you, are we going to have a problem?
Tima looks at you and thinks for a long moment and goes, no, I think I'm good.
Sabi, motions her hands broadly and pops the metal bindings off of her.
Tima rubs her bracelet wrists and goes, I'll show Hoomer how to feed it in the tunnels, and then I'll I'll leave by sunset tomorrow. Mare nods and goes, good. He goes, that's good. I think if it's okay, I'll have the sheriff accompany you, if that's all right, just as a protective measure. And Tim nods and goes, yeah, I understand. That's okay. And the mayor turns to you, Hanako and Sabi, and goes, I will tell my men to calm down and to not go after the unagi and to go about their daily practices. I do think, though, that the lake will be closed for the rest of the day as we sort all of this out.
Yeah, I don't know much about the unagi, but I've heard it takes like a team of hunters to kill one. People who know what they're doing. So yeah, that would probably be a good idea to not get your men killed chasing this thing.
The mayor looks out and he sees like a few of them with forks as their weapons. And he goes, yes, I don't think we're as prepared for this as some would hope. I apologize for brushing you guys off earlier, and thank you for helping us out with this.
Sabi just kind of shrugs.
It's what we do, against my better judgment sometimes.
Mayor looks at his watch and he goes, I saw you with some luggages earlier. If you hurry, you could make the bus that comes in about 45 minutes, if you have places to go.
I think that's wise, yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mayor takes his hand out to shake you guys' hands. Like, I wish you both safe trips and that you both will come and visit our fair town again one day.
Sabi shakes his hand briefly and just kind of grimaces.
Hanako sort of wanders off momentarily back towards where I assume Auntie Nia and Hoomer are still arguing.
Oh, absolutely.
Sabi is going to follow Hanako.
Hanako's just going to tap Auntie Nia on the shoulder.
She turns around and looks at you and goes, oh, why, hi there, Hanako. How you doing?
Hello. Very well. We sorted things out here.
His eyes are relief. Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried. I promise I didn't mean to start a rumble like this. I just told the mayor what he told me, and then he told all these other people, and I told them that wasn't the right way to go about this, but small town life.
It happens. I'm not, it's alright. I think that the mayor has things handled here, and I think that you should go back home, and I think that you should spend time with your family now.
Fully agree with that. Oh my gosh, what a day. Oh no, the sticky buns.
Have a lovely night. Thank you for everything.
Thank you both so much. I have to go. Bye-bye. And she gives you both like air waves and then speed walks away, like probably cursing under her breath, going like, oh my goodness, you dummy. Why did you leave those in the oven?
Hanako gives a nod to Hoomer and says, you're welcome. Goodbye now. And then starts walking away.
She shouts out to you, have a Boulder day.
Yes, the Boulder, yes.
As Hanako is walking off, Sabi kind of like hangs back nearer to Hoomer and turns, hey Hoomer, I think they're about to give you a big job. Like, really big.
Hoomer looks at you and goes, like, really big?
Like, really big.
Really big?
Yeah.
Yes, like a really big one. Sabi, can we please go to the bus stop now? I'm so tired.
Sabi turns and walks off.
Shouts out to you, have a Boulder day.
Sabi just kind of like waves dismissively at him as they're walking. I'm gonna move my balance towards restraint, actually.
Because you chose not to kill Hoomer.
For a bunch of reasons.
At some point, I want Hanako to have wandered down to the sand near the beach and used her firebending to seal up all of the holes in her sensor with glass and then fill it with some of the water from the beach.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna just walk back to the bus stop.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this probably didn't go the way you expected it to, but I really do appreciate you asking me to come out here.
Well, I didn't ask, but I'm glad you did.
Fair enough. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. And I think Hanako, leans her head over onto your shoulder.
Yeah. Sabi turns and, kisses Hanako on the cheek, and then just sort of leans into her.
There's a more somber credits animation this time of just, frame background noises, and the camera's just focused on Sabi and Hanako sitting in a seat on the bus, with Hanako sleeping on Sabi's shoulder.
Thank you for listening to Moment of Balance. This episode featured Janiyah Riley as Sabi, Chrissy Gaba as our GM, Dami Carmia as Hanako, and Anna Marcus as Peony, Pearl, and our producer. The music for this episode was written by Anna Marcus. This episode was edited by Dami Carmia and Anna Marcus. If you liked what you heard, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/badrep. Huge thanks to our patrons: Janiyah Riley, Sara Marrero, Warren Kelly, Veer, Melanie Archer, KK, Marty Balmer, and Paul Kinter. Moment of Balance is produced by Bad Rep Productions and is part of the Bard Rock Network. Check out Bad Rep's other shows at badrep.productions and Bard Rock's other shows at bardrockcafe.com. The Bard Rock Network is sponsored by Dragon Master Games at dragonmastergames.com. And remember, may the air be ever in your ears and go down your buttock.